Hey, welcome back, everybody. I'm going to do my top 10 Heroscape releases of 2024. So, this is the Age of Annihilation stuff that just came out from Renegade. It's been a little over a year for most of these releases that have come out. There's a lot that have come out this year, but I'm only going to focus on 2024. There's exactly 10, so this is a top 10. But there's only 10, so without further ado, this is also just within contemporary without mix and matching this with the old stuff, which is very fun, but I have a little less experience with that. And for anybody coming into this brand new, this is probably more aimed at you. So number 10, the Lands of Valhalla terrain pack. So this is just the terrain. You won't have any figures or armies or any of that. And I think it's good. And it has the 24 hex sand tiles, which they don't do anything gameplay wise. They're just for looks, just a different shade of terrain, and there's a lot of it. But for the price that it is, I really feel like you'd be better off getting a second master set or even a second battle box to get some more terrain, just for the amount that you could get. And if you don't have anything, having a second master set to be able to do two armies that are relatively identical or the same units against each other is just better than getting the land pack. So number 9, the Waters of Valhalla terrain pack. This is a little bit better in my opinion because there's only so much water in each of those other sets, like I said. And there has been times where I would have maybe wanted a little more if I really wanted a big map. But again, not super important. I don't have either of these. Number 8, the Grove at Lower's Edge terrain pack. If I said the name wrong, I'm sorry. I don't keep up with all the pronunciations and things. I do my best. So I think that this is the best of the terrain stuff, and I actually pre-ordered it. The first set, unfortunately, the first one came out with the trees that had a defect and were really annoying. Some people fixed it themselves or just kind of deal with it. I found it really annoying, the amount I was playing with it, and sent it back. For $50, I felt like it should not have made it to people. But I know that they've since fixed that and released newer ones. I have not had it, and it's kind of hit or miss on whether you get the one you want or not. I feel like there's not an easy way. Like, I know that there's an easy way to tell, but ordering over the internet, you won't have any say on that. But it was a reprint of the old Jungle Pack essentially, and I think it was one of the most expensive old terrain sets to get, which is great that they redid it. And it does add some trees, which are nice. There's a couple in the battle box, and I don't think that there's any in the master set. But some extra of those I think is just a little bit more thematic, and they do have some gameplay elements that make them a little more valuable in my opinion. All right, and then number 7, this is Revna's Rebuke, Kiri Warriors Army expansion. So this has a decent amount of figures in it, but it doesn't come with any terrain, so you will need some type of terrain to play with these. And these are kind of complementary figures, and I think these are going to get better as new releases come out. They've announced some stuff for 2026 that some of these guys will be kind of essential for. But nothing in here I think is really super competitive or fun. There's an undead Kiri Warrior that goes with one that's in the master set, I believe. And now there's some extra stuff that comes out that you could kind of make an army with them, but I don't think it's going to be that fun or competitive. I think it's just kind of in the middle. And I took one of the figures to a tournament and didn't do well with her at all. But now she has a bonding squad, so maybe they're a little more valuable than I'm giving them credit for. And I think if you mix them with the classic scape, they're a lot more valuable than they are just within contemporary. So then number 6. This is actually a promo. This is the Cornelius Breach promo, and it was the last promo of the year. And I was very excited for this because it's another pirate, and there's pirates in the master set and the battle box. But I really wanted more, and I thought that he would work well. And with the points, the way they work out, trying to get like an even amount of points between two different people with armies and stuff, it was kind of hard. And to use him well, it's really hard because you want him to go into battle and take some wounds so that when he eventually is the new captain, he would heal. but he's very squishy and dies pretty quick. So it's a hard fit in. There's some new pirate stuff that just came out now that I do think helps him be a lot better. I'm still kind of exploring that, so I can't say for sure yet. And my paint on him, I have a couple of him, and the paint on him was not that great. The paint on the Kiri Warriors that I have was also maybe among the worst of the painted stuff that I've got for this year. But I think I'm in the minority on that. I think mine is just abnormally bad. And then number 5, the Sergeant Drake Alexander promo. So this is the 3rd iteration of this character, and I think it's the best one. He doesn't have any paint on his face for some reason. And he doesn't, like, his points don't really fit in with a lot of things. And I know in Classic you can put him with some stuff which works out nice. But I think he's a really good character, but he just doesn't have any bonding or synergy really with anybody in Contemporary. But if you can make it work and are just going for more fun rather than competitive, he's a lot of fun and I think worth having. These promos are relatively cheap. I think they're like $16, $20, something like that. And it's not a ton of stuff. Obviously, it's one character, but for $15, $20, maybe you have a gift card or something. I think that's probably worth a look. All right, and the last promo on this list, number 4, Shiori. This was the first event one. Drake was a launch promo, like if you pre-ordered and stuff. Shiori was the first like events promo, and I think she's the best one of these. She's a lot of fun, and now that the Tanuki squad has come out this year, she's a ninja and kind of bonds with them, sort of, not really, but has some synergy and is fun. I don't know how competitive she is. It hasn't worked out for me, but for just fun stuff, I think she's a lot of fun and can kind of turn the tide very easily depending on your luck, I suppose. All right, then number 3, back to Revna's Rebuke, we have the Iron Lich and the Wraith Riders army pack. So this is one squad. It's a unique squad and one hero that is huge. And they bond and can get upgraded and boosted. These are very competitive and I think very fun at the same time. The Wraith Riders are probably the fastest unit in Contemporary, just in general, if I'm not mistaken, and can be boosted by their Iron Lich puppeteering bonding, however you want to use that phrasing. But very good pack. I think that this is just a good one all around. And then number 2, so I could go either way on this, but I put the battle box for 2. I think it is a great value even at the launch price, which is now lower. I think the launch price was $45 unpainted and $65 painted, and I think I've seen it lower than that now. And compared to everything else that they've done, I think that the value is really there. You get some terrain, you get some trees, which is part of the tree pack, you get some water with the wellspring water, which is new for Age of Annihilation, and you get a couple characters. They're not like super balanced or anything, but I think that these characters really kind of fill out the needs of other characters and factions. So I think that this is really great. And it's a really good intro if you haven't played before and you think it's a good idea. I think this is a great idea to pick this up and try it with kids and stuff. Especially, I think the characters that they chose are good for that. And again, they're not super like balanced point wise or anything like that. But for fun and trying to get some kids into it, and you're using the basic sides of these cards, I think this is really a winner for you. But number 1 is the Age of Annihilation Master Set, which I have some problems with. And like I said, that for the Wellspring box that comes with trees, I had some problem with those trees. So I have some problems with this set, but it does have it is the most expensive by a lot. But it comes with the most, but you'll have everything you need and more to play. And if you've already played before, then you probably know that this is really what you're looking for, unless you just wanted some small additions. This is going to give you the most stuff, and that's really what you're going for. It's the best. So that is going to be it for this video. I'm going to do one for 2025 at some point. I just haven't finished quite exploring stuff. This is... we're at the end of October, and some of the stuff just came out to me like a week or 2 ago, and I haven't fully explored it yet, and I'd like to do so before that. And there's a lot more of it than these 10. I think that that'll be a much longer video. But that is all for now. So thank you for watching, and bye.